What is going on? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by to watch another video content today at ALliseeisW, where we talk about finance and self-development. Well, today I wanted to create this video to share with you 8 value-add investment plays that I personally feel can add so much value to your investment portfolio. Now, first off, just to clarify things, I'm not a financial advisor. All of the information I'll be sharing with you should be used as guidance information only. And anytime when you do consider making an investment, whether it's a stock, an OTC stock, a NASDAQ stock, or even perhaps an NFT or Bitcoin, please make sure to always do your research and take my information as guidance. Well, you know what? Let's dive deep into the stocks I'll be sharing with you. Let's get started. Now, first off, I wanted to share with you a company that is based out in Roseville, California called Interscope Hearing Technologies. This is a medical device company that's established with the Food and Drug Administration, where they are known as a medical device entity, where they are manufacturing hearing aid devices for patients who have hearing problems. Now, their business strategy is focused on B2C, where they sell directly to the consumer market with a wide array of different products for hearing solutions and not just hearing aids. In fact, they have ancillary products provided, such as vitamins in the cannabis space, to really enhance the performance of your hearing. Now, as you can see, this company is a manufacturer, distributor, and retailer of self-fitting, FDA registered, like what I mentioned, hearing aids, self-fitting personal sound amplifiers products, hearing related treatment therapies, doctor formulated dietary hearing and tetanitis supplements, and assorted ear and hearing aid related products, is on a mission to improve the quality of life of more than 60 million people in the North America and the 1.2 billion people worldwide who suffer from hearing impairment and hearing related issues. So I'm just going to stop there and just say that this type of disease is only going to increase at an exponential rate, right? I mean, the fact that we know there's about 60 million people with this hearing problem, while when you look at the whole entire world, it's up to like 1.2 billions. How about 5 years from now? It can go up to like 2 billion, up to 3 billion. So that just tells you this company will be positioned for its product needs, and the demand will only increase year over year. And that's why this company has products that's aiming to go into the UK. They have their e-commerce infrastructure set up with Walmart and Amazon. So for example, if you want to buy a hearing aid from Interscope Hearing Technologies, the product will be sent directly to your house, and you can download the app that controls its parameters. Hear IQ is the name, where you can program the device instead of having to go to the middleman, which is your doctor. Now, I'm going to share with you some insight with some new release where, as you can see, this is Interscope Hearing Technologies Twitter page, and this is the Hear IQ app I was telling you about. It has 325 5-star reviews within 5 days, and you can actually test your hearing with this app. It's on Google Play, Android, as well as on the Apple Store for like iPhone users. So that's huge. Now, 8 hours ago, this company had announced that it's officially publicly announcing on April 11th regarding INND's product launch with a Fortune 250 retailer. This will be the first of many for INND, and this is huge news, right? I mean, come 1 week from now, there's going to be news where it will announce its distributor, who they're working with. We already know that it's working with Amazon. Now, the fact that it has a distribution center or a partnership that they're working with to scale up the shipment of their products, that's going to be huge. And INND actually presented at the Emerging Growth Investor Conference in the prior week, and it's looking solid, with Matthew Moore just on a marketing campaign sharing the value that this company will add in the long term for future investors. And in fact, let's say if you really have high conviction in this company like I do, you can actually invest into INND with a return of like 3x. That's basically what's being announced right now to support the marketing campaign, building the infrastructure, and from a long-term perspective to ultimately build onto this company so that it's going to be one of the most admired companies in the long run, at least uplisting from OTC and then into the NASDAQ market in the upcoming years. Now, why is this so value add if you invest now? Well, the fact that it's currently at like 2-3 cents, can you imagine how much positive proceeds you would gain if the share price goes up to like $1 and then it starts ramping up to like $5 to $10? That's why I'm holding on to these diamond hands, and I'm just going to go long term with this company because I like the CEO who leads and inspires a team. He knows what he's doing in the field of audiology. That's his secret recipe, his specialty that he's living and breathing, and the fact that the product pricing is reasonable and it's already on the e-commerce platforms like Amazon and Walmart. That just tells you that there will be positive return on cash flow. And what I really like is the most important thing, and that's transparency, where the company really shares information to shareholders on its performance and what their vision is moving headway into the future of this decade. Now, let's not lose sight of what INND can do for you, because I ultimately feel like it can 10x, at least get to 10 cents in Q2, possibly up to 20 cents beyond that. In Q3, we shall see larger bull runs with this company because hearing aids, it's a must-need product. It's not a want product. All right, so next ticker I wanted to share with you is Carnegie Clean Energy. This company is based out in Australia. They have partnerships with Microsoft using its artificial intelligence technology, Azure, and they partnered up with Hewlett-Packard back in November of 2020 to support its projects that's going on all around the world right now. And what's so interesting about this company is that they have developed this technology that's patented called CETO technology, which captures energy from the ocean waves and actually converts it to energy. Isn't that amazing? I mean, just using natural waves and ultimately converting that to energy that we find as high demand. I mean, at least in this decade, we know that energy is the name of the game. And this company uses the latest advances in artificial intelligence and electric machines to optimally control the device and generate electricity in the most efficient way possible. And they also have a long history in ocean energy with a track record of leading developments. And as you can see, it's supporting and delivering progress in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. I mean, 7 affordable clean energy, 13 climate action, 14 life below water, 6 clean water and sanitation. And with its latest news, Carnegie vision for new wave power product presented at the Blue Economy Participants Workshop. It also has the Garden Island microgrid operations resumed. This was an article released late March, and it has commencement of new international collaborations, right? So it's announcing 2 new international technical collaborations to support its CETO technology. And what's so amazing is that when you look at its partnerships, it has partnerships with like different institutions like Scotland, Ireland, institutions all around the world to support the technology CETO to scale up the advancement of clean energy with the inputs of using wave technology. And basically their story is that they are the leaders in wave energy technology with over 10 years of CETO development, including tank testing, rapid small-scale prototyping, and large commercial scale prototypes and arrays. And Carnegie is listed on the Australian Stock Exchange as well under the code CCE. It's different with the ticker is CWGYF. I'm actually a holder of Carnegie Clean Energy because I firmly believe that it can run up to its prior resistance. It previously ran up close to like 10 cents. I have high conviction that this company, where we are in this current state, as global warming will continue to kick in, using wave energy is definitely the name of the game. And as the temperatures continue to rise, we definitely need to find some more innovative ways to convert energy and be able to use that versus like oil production, the non-value add processes in place. Now, as you can see, here's the leadership team here. I'm not going to spend so much time. This is the CEO here, who was actually the Chief Technology Officer for about 10 years, Jonathan Fies. And he knows what he's doing. I mean, I like that he's not wearing like that business suit attire, but he knows the technology of CTO baby to, you know, the final stage in terms of where the technology has evolved to now as of today. And this is looking very promising, and they are an experienced team covering engineering, analysis, corporate, commercial, offshore operations, maintenance, electrical, mechanical capabilities. If you invest now, it's not even at a 1 cent yet. Let's say if it runs up to 10 cents, can you imagine how much positive proceeds you'll be gaining there? More than 10x. That'll be huge. And it will come. Let's say if you have the propensity to invest and not really look so often, it's hard to time when it'll happen, right? But we know that that time will come. So let's not lose sight of what Carnegie Clean Energy can do for you. Next ticker I wanted to share with you is a company that I have high conviction in as well. And this is Skye Bioscience, right? This is a biotechnology company based out in San Diego. They're working on a novel and proprietary synthetic drug intended to be used on glaucoma patients, right? Now, what's so interesting is that their vision is shifting the solutions paradigm on an effective treatment of diseases through the development of novel neuroprotective solutions. So in fact, they use cannabinoids. They bioengineer that by adding amino acids so that it can be droplets added into a patient's eye. And as a result, that would reduce intraocular pressure significantly. Intraocular pressure hypertension is a leading cause for glaucoma. And this company, in partnership with University of Mississippi, as well as working with its board of directors, scientific advisory board, and clinical board, as you can see, they've developed a prodrug called THC-VHS to provide safe and effective usage on patients dealing with glaucoma. In fact, they're in preclinical trials with anticipation to start human clinical trials in Q3. The surprising thing is that in Q2 of this quarter, there will be the data to further validate its IOP studies, as well as providing data on neuroprotective effects. And from a share price standpoint, this is where we will catapult upward and no longer see the current share price we are right now. So definitely undervalued, and it can ramp up by 50 cents, close to $1. So I have high conviction that the 10x, 100x is coming with this company. Now, with its scientific advisory board, they have Dr. Munoz, who is a professor of immunology, of cell biology, physiology, and immunology from University of Cordoba, Spain, as well as Dr. Pasquale, with a background as a professor of organic chemistry, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences at the University of Eastern Piedmont, Novara, Italy. All right, and they have tons of experience in this field, and the fact that they are part of the scientific advisory board, that's just solid, because these scientists know what they're doing, they know the science, they know what's considered safe, they know what's considered effective, and it's great to have a robust scientific advisory board, as well as having a robust clinical advisory board, right? So we know that Dr. Goldberg, a physician and scientist, is the professor and chair of ophthalmology and director of the Spencer Center for Research at Bayer's Eye Institute at Stanford University, right? I mean, he has full equipped expertise in this area of neuroprotection, regeneration of retinal ganglion cells and the optic nerve, and it's great to have him on board, right? I mean, Dr. Goldberg will be providing his input for validating biomarkers associated with Skye Bioscience's THC-VHS when it comes to neuroprotection. So that's huge, as well as getting support from Dr. Pasquale, professor of ophthalmology at the Icahn Medicine School at Mount Sinai in New York City. So that's huge, as well as having Dr. Rich, ophthalmology, clinical advisor, experience. So this is huge, right? I mean, just wanted to share with you the actual team at Skye Bioscience, right? I mean, this isn't your typical cannabis drug where you can just pick up the drug from your local dispensary. This is high throughput driven pharmaceutical science, looking at from a science perspective and seeing whether its intended use, the THC VHS drug, can provide safety and efficacy, and that's looking huge. And let's look at the scientific data that's collected. In fact, this was a scientific experiment that was done in 2019. I don't want to focus too much, but we know that the human eye has high density of CBD and THC receptors, right? And how is this experiment done? Well, as you can see, we see healthy state and disease state, and based on the results, we see that THC lowered pressure, increased outflow facility, so that's a good thing to prevent damage to the ganglion cells in your eye. And there's better outflow facility, and the end result is that higher exposure to THC results in a biphasic response that results in less activity and action seen in the past with other organ systems, but by mechanism not understood at this time. THC treatment significantly affected fibronectin expression across normotensive and glaucomatous. Although MAPK has previously shown to be activated in response to THC after 6 days of treatment, a significant decrease in this protein level was observed. That's huge, right? Because there's indication that using this drug can potentially provide anti-fibrotic effects. And this work suggests that the pressure lowering the ability of THC may be multifactorial, resulting in vasodilatory, anti-fibrotic, and anti-inflammatory responses. So that's just huge. And the fact that the data can potentially provide cytokine cascade, which is a good thing, of the inflammatory response, this is going to be a potential advancement, a new class of therapy for the treatment and management of glaucoma and ocular hypertension, high pressure in the eye. That's huge. Another study here, as you can see, how was this study done? Well, this study was done in partnership with University of Mississippi using LCMS, liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry. That system is basically to separate out compounds, and with the mass spectrometer, it's to identify what material is in there and how much is in there. That's why you see concentration peaks here. But focusing on the conclusion, the prodrug THC VHS showed a high degree of bioavailability, delivering THC from suppository formulation in transmucosal delivery system with dose proportionality. It also delivered THC to the various eye tissues from topical preparations, including micellar solutions, tocopherol, and ocular films. The topical preparations resulted in significant reduction in intraocular pressure in animal studies, specifically rabbit glaucoma model, right? And this data is going to be validating its pre-IND submissions to the Food and Drug Administration as it gets positioned into human clinical trials. This is looking very solid, and from a share price standpoint, I have high conviction that this company, come end of the year, it will likely catapult up into the whole dollar share price range, because we know cannabis is the name of the game right now. Next ticker I wanted to share with you is BlueSphere Corporation. This is an energy company where it leverages waste and converts that to clean energy. So similar to Carnegie Clean Energies, specifically using ocean waste and converting that to energy. Well, this company uses waste. We know that waste is a big problem in this world, where there's like plastics, there's just methane, all these bad things that really cause global warming. However, I really value the company's mission in terms of trying to add value to society, enabling a cleaner society where we're not really damaging the world. We're actually contributing to make the world cleaner and more blue. That's very solid, right? And it's turning endless waste into endless energy, and that's the focus, because its mission is to treat or eliminate waste rather than burying it, causing global warming. Its goal is to reduce methane, CH4, and other greenhouse gas emissions. Its focus is to turn organic waste into sustainable clean energy, and lastly, protecting underground water supplies. So very value add mission statement, and their vision is to help supply a large and sustainable source of clean energy for growing global demands. And that's just huge, right? And we know that there's a 50% growth in terms of market growth over the next 5 years. And waste is just a very big thing that we don't really leverage, right? I mean, especially with businesses growing, e-commerce, there's lots of shipments going all around the world with imports, exports, and that's ultimately going to cause agricultural and livestock waste, municipal waste, industrial waste. Now, the unique thing about BLSP's process is that it has thermal technologies, biological technologies where it immerses the material with bacteria and organisms to treat the waste, as well as heat combustion. That goes through a biogas processing process where it then converts as an output to biomethane, soil amendment, fuel gas, industrial boiler, and generator for electricity and heat. And that's very solid news, because there will be an endless demand for this while we have an endless supply, as what we know, with just waste rather than dumping it into the ocean, right? So I really value this company, as well as what it's focusing on. And when you look at its newsroom here, I mean, it's just some news about the company. I mean, biogas advances in the US. BlueSphere lands biogas plant subsidy from Dutch. BlueSphere biogas project continues in Johnston. BlueSphere provides update on RI anaerobic digestion. BlueSphere's North Carolina AD project ramps up. BLSP joins your capital to build US biogas plant. In the Bloomberg Business article, RI's first anaerobic digester expected by end of year. BlueSphere Corporation breaks ground on waste to energy. It's focused on working to add capacity. BlueSphere to develop waste to energy project. See, so that's where we're at. I mean, from a share price standpoint, I definitely feel like it's undervalued. I recall about several months ago, the share price catapulted by 450% within one day. The question is, when will that time come? It's coming very soon, and that's why I'm holding onto this ticker long term. So let's not lose sight of what BlueSphere Corporation can do for you. That's why I'm also a holder of this company. Next investment play that I wanted to share with you is Ethereum Classic by the ticker ETC. This is a Bitcoin type of play. Current share price right now is $16. In fact, it's up by like 11% at this time. We know back in 2018 it was hovering at like the price of like close to like $43, as you can see, and it started ramping back up 2020 at like $11, and then it started going down and back towards the COVID time frame. I mean, 2021 it ramped up to like $11, $15, and it started trending down. But when you compare where the current share price is compared to where it was previously at like the mid 40s, it hasn't even reached its prior resistance value yet. And why do I like this play more than like Bitcoin or the main Ethereum is the fact that it hasn't reached its prior resistance yet, while Bitcoin and Ethereum has already bypassed its prior resistance. That's why I feel like this play, ETC, is significantly undervalued at this time, because if you were to invest now, what if it goes up to $40? That's like 300, 400% in gains. And what if it goes up to 100? That's even huge for you. Now, what is Ethereum Classic, right? Well, it is a hard fork of Ethereum that launched in 2016 when Bitcoin was getting more famous. Its main function is as a smart contract network with the ability to host and support decentralized applications, dApps. Its native token is ETC, like what I mentioned. Since its launch, ETC has sought to differentiate itself from Ethereum, with the two networks' technical roadmap diverging further and further from each other with time. Ethereum Classic first set out to preserve the integrity of the existing Ethereum blockchain after a major hacking event led to the theft of 3.6 million ETH. That's what happened previously. Now, Ethereum Classic is in fact the legacy chain of Ethereum, and its true creators are therefore the original Ethereum developers. So just wanted to throw that out there with you with this potential digital currency play. And let's not lose sight of what it can do for you. And it's actually running up even further now at $16. And that's why I'm a holder of Ethereum Classic. Next play I wanted to share with you is Tcap. This is a NFT ticker that is based out in China. And I'll give you more details on what TKAT is involved with and why this ticker has been running so much. Today it ran up by like 16%, including in the aftermarket. This ticker was actually in like the single digits, low $2 back in like early March, which was a few weeks back, and it ramped all the way up to $53. Why? Because while we hear so much about Bitcoin, digital currency increasing in demand, we also hear the demand increase in NFTs, right? And I'll give you insight on what an NFT is all about and why TKAT is up over 600% back in like March 18 article released within 1 week, right? Now, what are non-fungible tokens, right? So as you can see, non-fungible tokens or NFTs are the newest sensation in the cryptocurrency world. NFTs offer a one-of-a-kind digital work of art that are easy to trade on the blockchain. In more simple terms, a NFT is sort of like a digital art piece that you can buy and have the rights to. Well, one interesting thing was that the founder of NFTs, Jack Dorsey, I mean, on Twitter, he commented about this, which I found very interesting. I mean, he has put his first tweet up for bid and is now bidding for 2.5 million. Instead of collecting actual sports cards, like the tangible physical cards, NBA Top Shot sells digital video clips from the NBA. A video clip of LeBron James actually sold for $200,000. To top things off, a decade-old picture has sold for $600,000. Now, TKAT was trading under $1 just a few months ago, but is now trading over 600% highs within this week back in March timeframe, with this stock closing over $30 today and see over $40 in the after hours sessions. We know that it ramped all the way up to like mid 50s. So what does this company do, right? So TKAT operates an electronic online platform for artists, art dealers, and art investors, which they offer and trade artwork. So this company is based out in Hong Kong, and we know there's just high demand in the digital world. While Bitcoin continues to run, NFTs will run as well. So let's not lose sight of what this ticker can do for you if you're looking for like an NFT type of play. All right, so next ticker I wanted to share with you is Agenus. Okay, this is a ticker AGEN. Why do I like this company so much, right? Well, this is a biotech company focused on innovating and speeding the advancement of providing healthcare medicine, pharmaceuticals for cancer cures. In fact, they have a robust pipeline. Let's look at the pipeline that they have here. So they have immune modulating antibody drugs. As you can see, there's a number of products in phase 2, phase 1 clinical trials for macrophage, various antibodies, protections for cancers. They're working with Gilead, Insight, in phase 2, phase 1, as what I mentioned. There's a number of products here that's in clinical trials. In fact, they have an iNKT cell therapy intended to be used for COVID-19 as well as cancers, and they also have vaccines for cancers, glioblastoma, brain tumors. In phase 2 clinical trials, they actually have an FDA approved drug working with GSK for shingles, and then they soon will likely get the approval for the malaria vaccine. So that's just huge in terms of what they're working on, right? And what I like so much is that this company is basically hiring a number of people right now. I mean, they have 24 open positions specifically in the Lexington, Massachusetts area, as well as Berkeley, California, and in the UK area, specifically for clinical trial design, antibody manufacturing, antibody and cell therapy discovery and development. When you look at the actual share price, it's like at the Well, it's actually at $3 now. When it was hovering at the low twos, I was recommending this ticker, and this ticker will definitely ramp back up to the $5. I'm saying that it's going to go up to the $6 in the short term, at least in Q2 of this year. So can you imagine you put your investment in at this time and it's going to ramp up to $5? That's at least at a minimum 80% gain. If you were to got in earlier, like what I previously mentioned at low $2, then you would gain by 200%. If you hold this long term, this can definitely be a double-digit share price stock. So overall, I hope that this video was valuable in the sense that I gave you insight on various stocks, digital currency plays, as well as NFTs that can add so much value to your investment portfolio. I want to give you undervalued plays where they're hidden gems, and when you hold it long term, you can definitely gain on significant positive proceeds. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video content. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. And if you support the ALLISEEisW branding, please take a look at the links I have below. And let's say if you're new to investing, take a look at the link I have for Webull, where you can gain on 2 free stocks by depositing and downloading the app. And thanks so much for watching another video content here at ALLISEEisW. Thank you. Have a great day, all. Goodbye.